with or against?
Just on the pitch that you've seen in live with you, sort of thing, and maybe playing with or against.
It's hard. There's a few. God, there's a few. At West Ham, there was Yossi Benayoun, Javier Mascherano, Carlos Tevez. These are world-class players. Then GB, Gareth Barry, Stilian Petrov. They're, well, I class as top players. Then obviously you go onto the Henrys and the Rooneys and the Ronaldos. So
it's hard to pick out.
Yeah, but I'll say what's gone on to in their career. I'll say Ronaldo is probably the standout one, and obviously what he's gone on to do and still doing it to this day.
You just mentioned something there that's just made me think about it. Tevez and Mascherano. What was that like when that happened?
I know, it's quite crazy. At the time, we didn't even know who they was.
Really? I always knew who Tevez and Mascherano
Argentinians
was.
come to the club.
When they come in, I was like, how did that happen?
So believe me, it weren't just you. We was like that. Like, who was these guys? We didn't really understand who they was. But later on, we understood where they're from and what they used to do. And then when they were training, you could tell they were quality.
Yeah, you just see, I mean, both of them have obviously gone on to luxury careers as well, you know. But that was just some crazy kind of 24 hours when that kind of come in and went in. Everyone was a bit like, what?
Yeah, it was crazy. They couldn't even get in the team, which is crazy. Because Hayden Mullins kept Javier at the team.
Oh, that's great.
Which is quite crazy.
Yeah, I love hearing stories like this because I think it's great. And I think the kids would love to hear these sort of things as well. So going on to grassroots kind of football that we kind of go on to. What age do you think is a good age to kind of start, and what age do you think is a good age to kind of go into an academy?
Oh, that's a hard one because obviously I see what goes on now, and I started when I was 13, 14 in the academy. That doesn't always work for people. Everyone's different in their own ways. Obviously, we see kids now starting at 6, 7 in academies, and obviously staying with the clubs all the way through. But being a parent is hard because I like to see my kid enjoy it. I don't want him to feel like he's doing it all the time and he gets bored. I want him to explore other things. That's coming from my experience, but sometimes it's always good. Repetition, learning your trade, getting coached by top coaches and going on to do whatever you want to be. It's hard, really. It's a good question, really, because I think being in the academy at like 12, 13, 14 I think that's the right age, me personally, to be in. So they structurally want to understand and know what they want to do and be dedicated to be a professional footballer. Then they know what they really want to do.
Yeah, I'm literally exactly how you are. You know, I've been coaching for 16 years and I've seen a lot going into the academies, and I've seen a lot of kids, and I think that kind of a lot of them are kind of factories where they just want to have the kids rather than actually developing them. They just want to have them so no one else can kind of have them. So I'm literally on the same sort of border as where you are. I'd love to see kids develop more in youth grassroots football and then go on to when they're a little bit older, like you're saying, like 11, 12, when they are in a bit of secondary school, so they can see that sort of side. But I also do get the side of coaches developing players, and that's why grassroots teams have got to be a little bit better than what they are, sort of thing as well.
Yeah, a lot better in what way? What do you
in terms of developing the kids, in the way they kind of do things and develop them in the right way? I think the way we kind of do things at Kentish Town is to develop them in the kind of way that I want to see football being played. Some other people might not do it. They might just do it for the business sort of side and stuff like that. What we want to do is try and develop them to a certain standard where academies can come in and go, yeah, we're taking them straight away, sort of thing. And that's what I want to see.
That's good.
And what we want to see is them having fun at that age as well, rather than, as you're saying, like a job at the age of 9, where they then get to a point where they don't want to play anymore.
Yeah, no, I agree. Definitely agree.
And you said you're doing a bit of coaching now then?
Yeah, I when I can, because obviously business has been taken over. I'd go in part-time at Nottingham Forest, and the academy there is amazing. I love the way they do things, a coach, and how they handle the kids and everything like that. It's just, obviously the generation now is totally different to when I was growing up. The kids get everything now, literally laid out for them. They just got to go and play. So they got to go and show their stuff and that. And the Forest Academy, I just love everything they do and what they're about and how they do it.
They ain't even got to wash their own kit.
No, they ain't. God, that'll be a wake-up call for some of the kids.
How do you find the sort of standard then now compared to what it is now to when you was there?
Yeah, it's high. The standard's high. like I still get amazed by seeing some of the lads train when I'm watching them, and I'm like, oh my God, do you really know what you can go on to do if you're at this stage in your life and your career, and if you want to be a professional footballer, just keep working hard, keep doing them things, and you will achieve it, because the standard of the kids today are just phenomenal. And it's such a pleasure to watch and see, and hopefully anything I can give them to help them go on to do better things, I'm more than happy to do that.
What age do you work with at Forest now? Do you work with a specific
I
age
work
group?
from between 13s to 15, 16s, depending, because they sort of, you go in, they make me go in with each group whenever I can, just to help out and give my advice when I can, which I like to do. So it changes each week with the players that I'm with.
Is it not something you would like to do more full time, as in going into coaching and doing that sort of side of stuff?
Definitely something I want to go into after. Obviously, with my business at the moment, I'll just try and do that as much as I can, and then later on, I'll definitely want to go into coaching and go into professional footballing, being a coach.
What sort of advice would you give to any sort of young players that want to, develop and go on to sort of academies and play at a high sort of standard?
Yeah, it's a good question, because it's like now, I think being a coach is, you just got to be dedicated to what you want to do, and the hard work that you got to be willing to put in, and just listen to your coaches, learn off them, work hard. It is hard to be a professional footballer at a young age, because you don't know where you're going to go, because you're still developing, you're still growing. You don't know what positioning you think you know what position you're going to be, but until you get right to an elite standard and higher up in your, like, being in the 16, 18s, and then you know where your positioning is and where you want to go. Just working hard on that position, just being dedicated to what you want to achieve.
Last couple of questions. One thing I did want to ask is kind of when you was growing up, when I was growing up, we played a lot more sort of street football and cage football and in that sort of stuff, and you kind of don't see that sort of thing anymore. Do you think that's kind of changed the kind of mentality that we kind of see in footballers nowadays as well?
Yeah, massively. I used to, that's grassroots. That's what I used to love going. Like, you just play Kingy, last one out, and Wembley. They're the times when you're learning your trade. Trickery would keep the ball at your feet. You got one-on-one every time.
I was about to ask, what sort of aspects do you think you get out of that sort of stuff?
You get loads of stuff. Staying on the ball when you're coaching, your awareness, because we play doubles, and it's just like your strength, your ability, you're working around like everyone else, trying to score, getting through to the next round. It's just a winning mentality, really.
Yeah.
Because when you get knocked out, you're fuming, because you'll be sitting down for ages.
It's funny because a friend of mine's just come back from Ajax, and they've actually got all that stuff in their academy set up. A lot of that, they've actually got a lot of that stuff still installed. They've just installed a lot of it, and they still do a lot of street football in their cages and a lot of one and two stuff. So it's crazy how they're kind of still doing that. But over here, we kind of gone away for it. You can't even find any sort of streets to play football on anymore.
Well, it's just gone different, isn't it? Kids are off the street now. Before, you're like, I'll be playing in the street, waiting for a car to come. You just move out the way, and then you just go back in the street. So it's totally different now.
Last sort of question: would you change anything you've done in your career, or would you give yourself any different advice to what you kind of gone through as a younger kid now?
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because on my podcast we had Jermaine Defoe last week, and he was like a breath of fresh air, hearing what he had to say and what he wanted to do and how he achieved it. Because I used to, after training, we used to stay behind and do shooting practice every time shooting practice. And he was like saying, like, now he still does shooting practice, but the one thing that he realized is reaction. So like, if he had a shot at the goal and the keeper save it, his instincts are like, he's still got to score. He's like, rebound, get it. And then he said, it happened in a training session that one of the lads was shooting, and he shot and the keeper saved it, and he was just waiting in line. He reacted to that situation. Like, the kid just obviously kept his ball in and then walked back to behind the queue. Yeah. And he's saying, and I was thinking, you know what? Wow, I never used to do that. I used to be that person that just catch that ball and walk back to behind the queue. So I was thinking, like, obviously giving to kids today, just as a striker, I'm just talking from my position, react, like always wanting to do more, wanting to be hungry, wanting to score. And he's just like said, Marl, I've always been like that throughout my career. And you asked me that question. I think that's what I wish I would more so than that. I felt like I was comfortable. So I feel like should have done more, that reacting or the dedication to want to score again, even if the keeper saved it, just reacting more and listening to him, like thinking you can do more. So yeah, I think I could do more in my career in the sense of shooting and rebounds and stuff like that, instead of being comfortable.
I think that's fantastic what you just said, and I think hopefully a lot of the young ones will kind of take that on board as to what they could do better and stuff. Is there anything you wanted to add sort of towards the end to give anyone sort of any advice to keep going and stuff?
Yeah, no, I'm not in a rush. If you want to talk,
yeah,
like, loads of people making questions at the bottom.
They can, that's fine. Then.
No, it's being a professional footballer is an amazing achievement for me. Growing up as a kid, obviously coming from Kentish Town, they had so many good footballers that didn't make it and should have made it. Obviously, they went down a different path. It's just being dedicated to what you want to achieve. And my personal experiences, I didn't have a lot, and I made sure growing up and looking at a footballer, I want to be a professional footballer because I want to be on that pitch, walking out, celebrating, scoring goals. And I just put my mind to it and set my goal out, and that's what I wanted to achieve. So anybody out there wanting to be a professional footballer, you can achieve it, but you have to work hard and be dedicated to what you want to do. Don't just go in it half-hearted. Go in it whole. I don't even know how to word it. Like, go into it wholehearted, and you're going to achieve what you want to achieve. Love
that. Claudie's just come up with a question. He just said top 5 players from back in the day. From Kentish Town. He said from Kentish Town. No.
Kentish Town. Top 5 players. I think the top of the one has got to be Joe Cole. Yeah, mate, he was unbelievable. He used to get bullied every time he used to come and train with us.
Was he the same year as you?
No, I think he's like 3-4 years younger.
Because he went to Haverstock at one point as well.
He did. Yeah, and he used to come and train with us. He's like really tiny, and he used to come and play with us. And was like, you can't come and play with us. Then the first day he was like doing all skills, putting on his neck, flicking it all around, flicking it around people and everything like that. And I think he grew up like rapidly when he came training with us, because we weren't going for the ball when he was training with us. We were going for him. So like every time he came near us, we used to just hit him. Because he was like literally flicking the ball over people's heads and then catching it the other side and then coming back round and everything like that. He was phenomenal at the age.
But that's how he grew up, and that's obviously how he got so good as well.
Yeah, he was unbelievable. I'll say he was top of the list. Oh God, there's Chris Peru, Tony Streiner,
Daniel Young as well.
Youngie.
He messaged me earlier actually as well.
Yeah, mate. I see. Even like I want to fight Youngie now, because I can't believe he didn't go on to be a professional footballer, because he was unbelievable.
He played with me semi-pro for a long time as well.
Yeah, he was unbelievable. Talk about Youngie. Tell him I said hello.
He's probably watching actually as well.
Youngie, what a legend. Yeah, I'd love to connect with him. Nicky Coral.
Was he a player?
Yeah, yes, Nicky. What a left foot he had.
There you go, look, there's Youngie there. Look, he's on Tasha's.
Yeah, Nicky was unbelievable. His left foot was an absolute wand.
He paid him to say that.
No. His brother Dean was decent. I'm trying to think of people like back in the day. Mark Stafford.
Good player, yeah.
Dean Scarlett. We had loads. There was loads.
Dean's son's at Tottenham, isn't he? He's doing well at Tottenham.
Dane's doing really well at the moment. Really well.
It's good to see that there's still so many young players still coming through the Camden ranks to go into to the sort of situation that you've come through as well, isn't it, really?
Yeah, no, it is. I enjoyed it, to be fair. But I think I needed to get out of London to do that, to achieve what I wanted to achieve. Because there were so many big names that I was training around and being with. And I think Nottingham, no one really knew me, and I just had to go and do my thing.
Who was the best manager you think you played under?
Alan Pardew. Just
really,
obviously, playing at the highest level and what we achieved at West Ham.
Any other questions? You're from Kiln Place originally, weren't you?
Yeah. This is definitely reminiscing. Dean Cole's better than Nicky. Oh, I don't know. They're going to have to put a debate on that one. That's so funny.
That's good because obviously a lot of the boys from around the area have all kind of come on and jumped on because a lot of them obviously haven't seen you for a long time. So it's good for you to come on and them to see you all as well.
No, it's great. Well, it's best days of my life. Obviously, growing up in Kentish Town, Camden. It's got some really good lads that I always used to grow up with, and we used to always play at Taleka, Cornfields. It's like good times.
I bet you wouldn't even recognise half the stuff now, like half the people now. Like Taleka has changed completely.
Yeah,
have you ever been back round there or anything like that?
Yeah, I sort of go around, obviously go and see Nicky, so I'll go around there quite a bit, driving through and seeing a few of the lads, but it has changed a lot, to be fair.
What's Glory just put? West Ham semi-final goal. How did you feel after the West Ham semi-final goal?
Oh, mate, amazing. I was on a cloud nine, to be fair. It was like the goal, like, when I think about it, it's like my whole career in one. When you're learning your trade, so like when the ball, you learn off a striker, ball flicked off his head, take your first touch, calm yourself, then keep your eye on the ball, and then and it was my left foot, so I had to make sure. Loads of things were going through my head, and all I was thinking that just keep your eye on the ball and make sure that I connect with the ball when I hit the target, because this could be the only chance I get. And that's what was going through my mind. And that goal was just like my whole career in one.
I think I will ask you one last question because I will let you go. Otherwise, we could be here all day talking about football. But I love it. I think it's fantastic that you took the time.
Do you think you will return to West Ham as a coach? But I'll never turn something like that down. I'll never turn something like that down. It would be one of them dream come true to obviously manage and go be a coach at West Ham. Definitely.
Would there be an ideal place that you would love to go and coach, or would it be just Forest and West Ham? You'd both got close to your heart more than anything else.
Yeah, it'd be one. It'd be them two would be the main ones that I would love to go back and just the relationship I got at both of the clubs, and I know what I'm going into and how to do things. But I wouldn't turn down any other club if they came in for me. So no.
Marlon, I think it's been fantastic, mate. I've loved this actually.
Nah, top man.
We're have to we might try and get you on again just to do a live interview for questions for some of these lot.
Yeah, that's fine.
There's a lot of questions still coming in, and
flying through.
Yeah, I don't want to take up all your time and stuff like. No, we'll try and get you on maybe next week or so. I'll give you a message and we'll try and get you back on, and we can just take some live questions from everyone. But I appreciate your time. Thanks so much for coming on.
No, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you.
Wicked, man. Cheers. Thanks very much, Mark.
Cheers.
Nice one, mate. Bye bye.
See you later. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, guys. I will get Marlon back on next week.